So you're coming to New York City and you want to see the best Broadway show this year. But what is it? And what new shows are coming this year? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Hi friends, if you're new here, my name is Katherine Quinn. I talk about Broadway, lifestyle, and financial freedom, and I also work on Broadway, and it's really important to me to get as many people in to see Broadway shows as humanly possible. In this video, I'm going to give you a rundown of all the new shows that are arriving on Broadway, have recently arrived on Broadway, so that you know what the new shows are that you cannot miss when you come to New York City. So at the time of publishing this video, we're at the end of September. Don't worry, I'm going to take you all the way into the new year, but in the month of September, we've gotten a few exciting new Broadway shows. Purlie Victorious is a revival of a play, not to be confused with the movie of Purlie, and this revival is starring Leslie Odom Jr., yes, Hamilton's Leslie Odom Jr., and it is directed by Kenny Leon. The play Purlie Victorious, while written in 1961, didn't premiere on Broadway until 1970, and it is a comedy about a traveling preacher in the Jim Crow era South. The show is only an hour and 45 minutes long, no intermission, and if you're a fan of Leslie Odom Jr., this is probably a great show to see. Purlie Victorious is also a limited run. They are selling tickets through January 7th. Hi, this is Katherine from the future. I actually got to see Purlie Victorious. I went to the invited dress and it is fantastic. It is so funny and so smart and so enjoyable and just a delight. I highly, highly recommend it. Please go see Purlie Victorious if and while you can. A show that is currently in previews is Jaja's African Hair Braiding. This is a play, this is a comedy. It takes place in a hair salon over the course of a single day. This is directed by Whitney White, it is written by Jocelyn Vio, and I am so excited to see this. Melissa Etheridge has a show on Broadway, and should you check it out? If you're a Melissa Etheridge fan, of course you should. This is Melissa Etheridge, My Window. It just opened at Circle in the Square, and it's a mix of storytelling and Melissa Etheridge songs, of course. Gutenberg the Musical. This is one of the shows that is most anticipated for me in this Broadway season. I'm so excited. This is Josh Gad, Andrew Rannells. This show was developed by the Upright Citizens Brigade back in 2005, 2006. It ran there for a year and it's had productions all over the world. And finally, it lands on Broadway with two incredibly funny humans. I'm so excited for this. It's directed by Alex Timbers. The marketing alone is hilarious. If you're in the mood for a fun, lighthearted, two-hand musical comedy, this is a ticket for you. Merrily We Roll Along is also currently in previews. Now, this is a Sondheim musical that has famously flopped, that is notoriously difficult to mount, and yet this has already had one production that was incredibly successful, incredibly well reviewed. It's expected to be a critical darling. Harry Potter's Daniel Radcliffe, Lindsay Mendez, the great Lindsay Mendez, Dogfight, and Carousel, and All the Wonderful Things, and Jonathan Groff, who we all know and love from Frozen, and Hamilton, and the world over. Spring Awakening, longtime fan. This is the first Broadway revival of Merrily. In addition to Gutenberg, this is probably one of my two top picks for this upcoming season. I'm incredibly excited about this revival. It's already had a London production that did incredibly well. It's had an off-Broadway production that did incredibly well. Maria Friedman directs. I can't wait to see this. It's a Sondheim show, so if you know the song, Hey, oh, friend, what do you say? Not a day goes by. Anyway, very, very excited. All right. So we are now into shows that are getting October previews, November openings. I Need That is a new play that is coming from Roundabout at the American Airlines Theater starring Danny DeVito and Lucy DeVito. It's a comedy about a hoarder, which honestly, the premise alone sort of makes me feel stressed out, but it's Teresa Rebeck, who is a fantastic playwright, so it's sure to be wonderful. Next up we have Harmony. Harmony I saw its off-Broadway production and was super pleasantly surprised. It is a beautiful show, and it's definitely the show that you can take your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa to. It is a family-friendly situation, heartwarming, great for the holidays. Not necessarily like groundbreaking in any way, but like in terms of classic musical theater, if that's what you're looking for this season, like the new show that gives you classic musical theater, feel-good vibes, Harmony is the show for you. So this is a Warren Carlyle directed and choreographed production. It is a true story about the comedian harmonists who were a singing group post-World War II. Harmony is a musical with music written by Barry Manilow. So again, take your mom, take your grandma. This is gonna like sate your family-friendly classic musical theater vibe. Next up we have the Spamalot Revival. So this is coming right at holiday season. If you're coming here for Thanksgiving or Christmas, this will either be in previews or will be open. Listen, people loved this production. Is transferring over from the Kennedy Center. It is directed by Josh Rhodes. People loved it. The cast is fantastic, full of A-list musical theater comedy stars. I'm gonna just read it from here. Christopher Fitzgerald, James Monroe Iglehart, Leslie Rodriguez Kritzer, Ethan Slater, Michael Urie, like it's Nick Walker. It is just like star after star after star after star. Do I feel like that show has aged particularly well? No, but do I think it'll be nice to laugh? Yes. And again, the reviews were like raves in DC. If you're looking for like a Book of Mormon fix, but you've seen Mormon too many times, Spamalot should be your go-to. All right, fantastic. We make our way to How to Dance in Ohio, which is a brand new musical about 7 autistic young adults who are preparing for a spring formal. This is based on a 2015 documentary that won a bunch of awards, and it is a true story documentary. I'm very, very excited about this show. I'm totally biased. I'm working on the show. I am autistic. I'm excited for autistic representation on Broadway. The show is in previews November 15th with a December 10th opening over at the Belasco. Come see How to Dance in Ohio. Very heartwarming, very well reviewed at Syracuse Stage. I can say that. I didn't even work on that production. People loved it, so come see our show. Definitely like more heartwarming fare, younger audiences. I don't really think that there's like a prime demographic for it necessarily. I do think that young adults will enjoy it as well as like their parents. Appropriate, the Helen Hayes Theater. It starts previews late December. It's open December 18th. This is Dame Sarah Paulson on Broadway. You know I'm gonna be there. This is by Obie Award winner Brandon Jacobs Jenkins. The play came out in 2014. I'm very, very excited about this production. So again, this is Appropriate with Sarah Paulson, and this will be opening in December of 2023. Last show opening before the end of the year, as we know right now, is Prayer for the French Republic, which is a dark comedy. There's a lot of shows that are dealing with anti-Semitism, which I feel is, you know, unfortunately incredibly relevant right now, and this is no exception. It won Drama Desk Awards. It was incredibly well received off-Broadway, so I can confidently say this should be pretty well received. And I'm really, really excited about this. So this is a play. The other two that are in the new year and already have been announced are The Notebook and The Outsiders. Both of these have had successful, to varying degrees, out-of-town runs. The Notebook was at Chicago Shakespeare. It was incredibly well reviewed. It is directed by Michael Greif and Shel Williams. The Notebook is written by Ingrid Michaelson. If you are seeking heartwarming, cozy fare, The Notebook is probably a good pick for you. I did see the out-of-town production, and for whatever reason, it did not totally land for me, and I'm really hopeful that I have a different experience on Broadway. The Outsiders is based on the novel, and it is directed by Danya Tamor, and that had a run out in California. The reviews weren't as ravey as The Notebook's reviews. I have not seen The Outsiders. It seems very male-driven to me. I'm just in a place right now where I'm hoping for a little bit more diversity in terms of what we're seeing on Broadway stages, and maybe I'm being short-sighted about The Outsiders. I'm curious about this production. The Outsiders is going to be at the Jacobs starting next March, so we've got a little ways to go before that happens. I'm going to give you a rundown of some of the shows that have also been announced but that we don't know exactly the dates. Doubt is happening with Tyne Daly. Very exciting. Cabaret is transferring from London. Also saw that production. Also has received raves. I liked, did not love. Bah humbug. Everyone else seems to like it. Home, Kenny Leon, another Kenny Leon play, a revival of the Tony Award nominated coming of age story originally staged by the Negro Ensemble Company in 1979. There is a Paula Vogel play, Enemy of the People. The Wiz is touring first, and I'm so excited for The Wiz. I love The Wiz. I'm so excited for this production. That doesn't even include all of the shows that have been rumored. I made a little listy poo. Water for Elephants is rumored for the spring. If you want to hear my thoughts about that, I made an entire video about our visit to Atlanta to the Alliance Theater, seeing it out of town. I will throw that up here. Suffs, which premiered at the Public a few seasons ago, that's rumored to come in the spring. Lempicka is rumored. These are confirmed. Water for Elephants is coming to the Imperial Theater this March. Lempicka is officially coming in the spring. As of the time of filming this video, we don't have dates yet, but the audition notice has been posted and it is officially happening. There's 2 great Gatsbys happening. There's one at Paper Mill Playhouse, which candidly I am working on. I'm very excited about it. And there's also one happening at ART in the spring. If a Gatsby were to transfer, it would have to be the Paper Mill one before this Tony's cutoff, like in this Broadway season, which in layman terms is before like April 25th-ish is usually when shows have to have opened by. And then ART's Gatsby would be the following season. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens with the dueling Gatsbys. Kiss of the Spider Woman is also a rumor, and there's a Boot musical and Death Becomes Her, both happening in Chicago, which has become a very popular like pre-Broadway launch pad. Death Becomes Her I think is happening later, and so that might not be this season. Boop is happening this fall, and so it could transfer in the spring. And that is a Jerry Mitchell project. Jerry Mitchell is like a Legally Blonde, Hairspray, like, you know, athletic, fun, gay extravaganza, full out. So anyway, there's a lot of new stuff coming in. Are you gathering this? Like, last season was incredibly busy. This season's gonna be incredibly busy. The shows that I'm most excited about are, completely biased, How to Dance in Ohio. I have no biases for the following: Gutenberg and Merrily. Those are the ones that I am the most excited about. I will say some of the plays I'm also really, really excited for. And I'm really curious to see how The Notebook has shifted since I saw it in Chicago. I have some suspicions as to why it didn't totally gel for me. And maybe I'm just like not the audience. You would think that a millennial female would be, but who knows? I want to know what you're most excited for in this Broadway season. Leave a comment down below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hitting that like button, click that subscribe button. It's really, really helpful to me as a new YouTube creator, and it lets me know what kind of videos you like. As always, I invite you to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at It's Catherine Quinn. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!